What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and today we're going to be talking about something that I think is pretty hilarious, which is the work shortage that is starting to cause CEOs and corporate employees to have to go work at like the counter at fast food restaurants. I just love the sweet comeuppance of them realizing how absolutely garbage working customer service is.
Nice racking her ass Brazilian, just turned 21, but my bank's a million, swear.
Alright, so as you guys know, if you've ever watched my Storytime channel, I had two jobs in my life that were both like minimum wage, entry-level jobs, and they both sucked. I worked at a movie theater and I worked at a grocery store, and one thing that I always found really confusing is that, like, you know, store managers, corporate people always talked about my job as if it was a bunch of fun, and I would always be really confused because I just got yelled at by old people that didn't know where anything was. And I just always had the thought that, like, damn, if you guys could actually come back and work this job again for one day, you'd see how much that sucks. And it's actually happening now. Raising Cane's is sending corporate employees to work in restaurants amid labor shortages. For those of you that don't know, there's been a bunch of labor shortage recently, basically because people are just straight up saying, like, I'm not gonna work for $7.25 to get yelled at by Karens and work at Taco Bell. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's so stupid that people want a lot of money to work. But the truth is, you know, if no one is willing to do the job because it sucks, then you do have to start paying more. We're getting to the point where these chains literally don't have workers. It used to be like, whatever, if you didn't want to work, someone was going to take your place. But with everything having labor shortages, your option is just to pay people more. It is what it is. And I kind of feel like it's a good thing, because let's be honest, dealing with what you have to deal with when you're working like a customer service job for minimum wage that hasn't changed since like 2006 is a little bit ridiculous. Wow, I just looked it up and it really hasn't changed since 2009. Like, it's been 12 years without a minimum wage increase. It's probably time. Raising Cane's is asking corporate employees to work as fry cooks and cashiers as it deals with the restaurants industry's labor shortage. CNN reports that the fast food chain will send 250 corporate workers to serve as frontline employees. I'm telling you, man, I think every company would be so much better run if the person who's in charge of it had to have, like, done every job at the company. I understand that sounds like it'd be a lot of work, but I think the reason that working at places has grown to suck so much, you know, look at our grandparents. They literally worked with one company forever. Is that people don't actually do the job anymore. Like, it used to be if you were in charge of a roofing company, you had been out there on a summer day standing on top of a roof for summers, so you knew it sucked. Whereas now, they just hired some dude with a business degree named Tim who's never actually put a roof on before, and he's demanding that you guys do 3 roofs a day to boost his, like, the percentage quota of productivity so he can look good for the owner of the company who you've never met. It's just changed. I feel like you probably would be a little bit more understanding to the complaints of a cashier if you had to work 3 months as a cashier. I feel like right now, bosses and corporate people just have like so little of a connection to their workers that they can't actually make working any better because they literally do not understand what it's like at that level. To them, being a fry cook is the easiest thing in the world, you know, and I'm not saying it takes a massive, crazy, large amount of skill, but they've just never really done it. Like, it's important if you're running and working for Raising Cane's corporate to have done all that crap. And I don't know Raising Cane's story. I don't know if their owner in particular has done this already. I'm just saying in general about most companies. For all I know, the owner of Raising Cane's has literally worked as a fry cook his whole life. I don't know the entire story. I'm just speaking generally, that's what it feels like. Most of my managers that I had just never worked in the position that they were in charge of. So it was just really confusing how they knew how to do my job better than me when they'd never done it. The CEO says Raising Cane's hopes to hire 10,000 more people in the next 50 days, and he says the chain will invest $70 million into higher wages. So as I said, I am going to give Cane's some credit. The fact that they're even asking corporate employees to go do this is impressive, and the fact that they also realize that, like, all right, we just got to invest more into workers. Kudos to y'all. Good job. I just think the reality is this, all right? I know everyone's got an opinion on the minimum wage thing, and it is what it is, bro. Cost of living is up. Everything's up. We haven't changed it in 12 years. Even if, you know, you really hate the idea of paying people more. Things are getting more expensive. People are just refusing to do the work now, so you just kind of gotta pay more. You don't have to like it. I doubt anyone wants to really pay people a lot more. Do you think Keynes wants to put $70 million into it? Of course not. But the reality is if they don't do it, they don't have workers, so you kind of have to. Not everything that you have a personal opinion about is based in reality. You know, I don't think that they deserve $75 an hour. I'm not out here saying that you should buy a Ferrari if you're a fry cook. But yeah, I think $7.25 in the year 2021 as a minimum wage is a little bit ridiculous. That's what I got paid at my first job, bro. I was getting paid $7.25 an hour when I started working in 2015, and even back then I was like, damn, dude, I really just am not getting a lot of money. And I understand that's the point of a first job, but that was 6 years ago, and it just hasn't changed at all. Not even a quarter. A September survey by the National Restaurants Association found that 71% of restaurants are understaffed right now. That's what I'm saying, man. Like I said, in the past, you could make the argument that we didn't need to raise it because, there wasn't a labor shortage, so people were still willing to do the work. But if 71% of restaurants are having problems finding workers, it probably is a deeper issue with, something going on in the hiring process itself. Especially with all this COVID stuff going down, I think everybody kind of got quarantined for a bit, and a lot of people that had been doing a lot of these jobs that sucks and just kind of going through the motions realized how much it sucked and are like, wait a minute, I don't really want to go do that again if I don't have to. Not to mention, dude, I don't know if it's just something that's happened in the last little bit or if it's just filmed more now, but I feel like the increase in amount of Karens has been insane. The amount of entitlement that people have with minimum wage workers is nuts. So yeah, out of everything, if I'm chilling at home during quarantine and I'm watching video after video of people getting ice cream thrown at them by Karens, people getting freaked out on because their Uber Eats order was wrong through them, just freaking out on anyone that's in the service industry, I probably wouldn't necessarily be jumping for joy at the thought of that either. I had to deal with my fair share of Karens at my job, and since then I also feel like it's gotten worse. I feel like people on average, there's more Karen interactions for minimum wage workers now than there used to be, so I'm not surprised that people are like, the job sucks, my boss is gonna suck, on top of that I'm gonna have to deal with people that suck. I just don't really want to have to do that if I don't have to. And with the hustle economy, it's not necessarily as needed, bro. A lot of people, my brother, he just makes a little bit of money from 3 or 4 different things that's about the same amount as he would from a normal job, at his age. So he's just not going to go deal with that, and that's just the reality. If you want people to come work for the restaurant, you might have to pay them a little bit more. But kudos to these people for putting their corporate workers on the front lines. I think that's important. And I feel like that's a good way to make sure that people realize you're a good company to work for, dude. If you are going to go work in the food industry, Kane's putting $70 million into it. Look at you guys go. But on that note, I think that's going to do it for the video. I know this one was a little bit more of a boring one. I just felt like talking about it, so hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you like the intro song, link can be found down below, along with a link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast, or, of course, you could use code Scrubae at the G Fuel checkout. Great way to get some energy drinks. That's fantastic and help me out. And other than that, we do have the Halloween merch. You can find the link in the top of the description. It's pretty fantastic. You should go get it because, it's Halloween and whatnot. And, yeah, on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.